But I'm telling you now, do not come to this restaurant. They allow dogs to shit and piss where you are eating. Beyond disgusting for a Gordon Ramsay London restaurant.
Hey, Gemini, can this dog come to Street Pizza tomorrow night, please, for supper? Bruno? Tilly, what do you think?
What would you do if you were at a restaurant and someone with a dog decided to lay out a pet pad and let their dog defecate right in front of your salad?
No.
You guys are fucking gross.
I'm asking because that is apparently something that recently happened at Gordon Ramsay's restaurant, and Gordon Ramsay's reaction to this was, well, let's just say it left a lot to be desired. Before we get into this video, I wanted to remind you guys that I have new merch. I'm actually wearing some in this video. My style has always been a little gothy and a little preppy, so I wanted to make something that sort of celebrated both of those sides of me. I have a series of polos in my store. They come in multiple colors. Some of them are gothy, some of them are not. But this is one of my favorite ones because I really love how it accents the red icon of mine that is kind of becoming my sort of logo, so to speak. If you guys want to go and grab this polo and many, many other things, check out my website, katblaque.store. All right, so this was the very first video that came into my feed, and it is a gag.
Gordon Ramsay Pizza restaurant in London. I want to tell you guys, never come eat here. I'm sitting at this restaurant enjoying a beautiful evening with my husband and my newborn baby, and I look up and I see some woman with her dog on a wee-wee pad taking a piss and a shit. I tell the lady who's working, the waitress, about this. She doesn't do anything about it. The manager was there the entire time. He said nothing. I still pay the bill. But I'm telling you now, do not come to this restaurant. They allow dogs to shit and piss where you are eating. Beyond disgusting for a Gordon Ramsay London restaurant. It's disgusting.
Now, here's the thing, right? When I first heard about this, it was surprising to me because, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know, Gordon Ramsay is very famous for his Hell's Kitchen shows. And if you've ever seen Hell's Kitchen, a lot of it's him running through and pointing out what's disgusting.
In there. Why are you using it? What in the fuck is this? Oh my God.
Does that look like a present from Layla? A floating turd? Oh my God.
So you would really get the sense that he would be someone who would be on top of cleanliness. Like that would be the number one thing that he would want to make sure he's doing. But as it turns out, at his restaurants, dogs are just shitting in the middle of the floor. Now that sounded like a really weird thing to me. You know, it sounded quite strange. I'll say this. You guys know or should know that I have a little doggy. I'm a doggy stepmom. Pepper is her name, and we've never brought her to a restaurant. We've gone outside with her, like on the patio, and maybe eaten food at a restaurant, but we've never brought the dog into the restaurant, right? The whole idea of doing this is baffling to me. I can't imagine why it was impossible for the person to just get up and take the dog outside to allow the dog to alleviate its bowels. I don't really understand why it couldn't just have been fixed that way. So to me, it was hard for me to even understand why this happened. This is the video that she took of the dog, and it is a lot.
Ma'am, why is there a dog using a wee-wee pad in a restaurant?
And it's crazy because I cannot think of a reason why this happened. I really can't think of why this happened. Now, I'm looking at the owner and I'm imagining that there's probably a reason. You know, maybe they have mobility issues, and maybe the reason why they decided to do this was to, you know, like it seems like the dog is even, it's got like a little thing on it. It looks like it might even be like a service animal potentially. And I'll say this. In the video, we don't actually see the dog going to the restroom. Either way, I think it's quite odd that there's a puppy pad being placed down on the floor because clearly that's where this is going, right? The dog's going to go to the bathroom, right? So yeah, I thought this was really odd. I think that a lot of people were expecting Gordon Ramsay to have the reaction we would expect for him to have on his TV show. In fact, let's see a clip of Gordon Ramsay and how he's spoken about similar things before in the past.
I had read that it was dog friendly.
I thought it was really interesting if there was a dog laying in the dining room. And as much as we like dogs, I don't want a dog in where I'm eating.
I agree. I think that's disgusting.
And I've watched enough Gordon Ramsay to know that this is an episode of Hotel Hell. I think this was like a dog-friendly hotel that they were going in and renovating and changing and updating and stuff. And even in this episode, there's an acknowledgement of maybe I don't want dogs in the dining room. I think it's quite odd. I'm pretty sure that they made that change on the show, that they did not have dogs anymore in there. So a question for you. Would you pay your full bill if this is something that happened, right? Would you feel like your dining experience has been ruined and therefore you should be able to get up and out of there? I don't know if I would want to pay my bill if I was expected to tolerate a dog shitting in front of me, because that's not why I'm dining in. I'm not dining inside, especially inside, to have the experience of a dog pooping on me. Is not the number one reason I would be doing that, right? So I understand the idea of wanting to at least walk away with not the full bill being paid. So she talks about that in this video, and she has a few more videos that we're going to play.
They charged us the full 15% service charge. That's kind of like right through the line where I was just like, okay, this is too much. Like, the service charge was a bit much. And at that point, you're laughing at me. So he did, after fighting with him and going back and forth, remove the service charge. But we did end up paying for the bill at full 100%. Management was there. Management did nothing. I didn't even know who the manager was until the end when I was getting ready to leave. The entire time he was looking, I thought he was a normal employee just working there. Come to find out, this was the manager. This is unacceptable. It's robbery. Gordon Ramsay is known for running his restaurant and his kitchens a certain way, and that was not there that night. If it can pee, it's not for me. Having TMZ run a factually incorrect story on me was not on my 2026 bingo card. Let's talk about it. There were so many falsehoods in this, it's not even quality journalism. 2 women walked in with their dogs in a bassinet baby stroller. The dog was licking the table. It had not been 5 minutes before she put the wee-wee pad on the floor and started to encourage the dog to relieve himself. From my seat, where I said, hey, what's going on? This is unsanitary. She kept comparing her puppy to my newborn baby. She said repeatedly, your baby shits and pisses all the time whenever it wants. What's the difference between my puppy, my dog? Per TMZ, we demanded to move tables. We were moved, and that was it. That never happened. We never demanded to move tables. We demanded that service and the manager address the patron. The manager told me, and I quote,
that's awful. So you want us to pay the full bill? We're not. You're going to remove the service charge.
We cannot control the animals, ma'am. And then he gave me a bill, the full bill, with the 15% service charge added on, to which I said, I am not paying the service charge. Manager did not care. We paid the full bill. There was no discount given to us, nor did we ask for a discount. We paid the entire bill. The Gordon Ramsay team violated their own policy. If you go to GordonRamsayRestaurants.com, you will see that it says any size dogs are allowed at the Battersea restaurant in London. But what you will also see is that it says outdoors only. This is their policy on their website. And in that video, you can clearly see that the dog was inside of the restaurant. At no time did management ask the patron to leave. At no time did I see management or any member of the team sanitize or clean that area where the wee-wee pad was. That it clearly states that dogs are only allowed outside. So they violated their own policy. I want to end this video by saying we did not ask for a discount. We did ask to have the service charge of 15% removed from our bill, to which they did after some back and forth. Nobody at any time apologized for our experience. I have not heard from Gordon Ramsay or his team. While I was there, nobody cleaned or sanitized the area. At no time did I see anybody address the dog owner, or did I see any repercussions for the event that took place.
This is the video that Gordon Ramsay posted in response to this woman, and you'll see that it's pretty disappointing.
Hey, Gemini, can this dog come to Street Pizza tomorrow night, please, for supper? Bruno? Tilly, what do you think?
So Gordon Ramsay's response to this woman calling out a dog pooping in one of his restaurants was for him to post a video of his dog in a diaper. And his daughter's in this video, and a lot of people are saying, oh, it's AI. It's not an AI video. It's a video that he posted and deleted, right? But now we're in this era where people get to say, oh, it was just AI. It was just AI. They get to deny this shit. But this is a screen recording that someone took of Gordon Ramsay making this post, and he very quickly deleted it. As I was putting this video together, I did download the video, and it was in a collection of mine on TikTok for a really long time. But then the video was gone. Had I not been preparing to do this video, I probably wouldn't have this video because I can't find this video online. It's gross because this is probably the opposite of what you would have thought Gordon Ramsay would have done. Gordon Ramsay is the sort of person who in his TV shows, he would be yelling about this happening in a restaurant. He would be talking about how it was unsanitary. But it's clear to me that Gordon Ramsay didn't really take this issue seriously. And I think that he didn't take it very seriously because she's a Black woman. This is going to sound ridiculous, but we have to go back to that previous video we just watched. When a white woman raised concerns about a dog being in the dining room, it seemed like he responded quite positively to that. And as she points out, while dogs are allowed at the restaurant, they're only allowed outside of the restaurant. When I saw this response, the one thing I thought a lot about is how there are a lot of white people who will say things like, I care more about dogs than people. And a lot of people of color have clocked that a lot of the times there is a way that white folks will extend a degree of sympathy and empathy and thought and consideration to dogs that they will never extend to Black people, right? And that's sort of what I saw here, right? Like Gordon Ramsay thought for whatever reason that it was ridiculous for this woman to take issue with this. And I do think that if she were a white woman, this would have gotten a very different reaction. I think it would have gotten a very different reaction. There's nothing wrong with a restaurant being dog friendly, but I think diners have a reason to think, hey, maybe we don't want a dog to be pooping in the dining room. And it's kind of funny to read and hear so many of the people that were defending this because it just seems like something that's indefensible. But I do think that this woman being a Black woman made a difference.
So let me get this straight. Gordon Ramsay, who made an entire career off of calling restaurants out for being nasty, vile, and disgusting, just basically said that he doesn't give a shit that a woman let her dog piss on the floor of his restaurant. I used to be a Gordon Ramsay crazy person, right? I watched everything. If he went to a restaurant in 2008 and saw somebody letting a dog piss on the floor, he would have been furious. I don't care if the restaurant is a dog-friendly restaurant, which sounds like bullshit, by the way, but okay. But if it's a dog-friendly restaurant, it should be outside then. It should have a designated area for them to pee. If you have a crying toddler who's about to shit themselves, what do? Do you let them just piss on the floor? No, you take them to a bathroom. You change them in the bathroom. If you have a dog, you know it's about to pee. You don't pull out a pee pad, especially when you're 5 feet from the door. You walk out the door and let your dog pee outside. And the fact that Gordon Ramsay is just letting this happen, we don't care about customer service. We don't care about quality. He knows at this point that he can serve shit on a plate and people will eat it because, oh, it's Gordon Ramsay. And you guys do. His restaurants aren't even that good anymore. It's just that he's a celebrity and people are still defending him, defending a dog pissing on the floor. Are we okay? Have we lost our minds?
Yeah, I think that this really sabotages his brand. Like, I think it really is a statement. It really is a statement, because at the end of the day, like, I think it would have been very easy for him to come out and say it wasn't a good thing. But frankly, I think in situations like this, stuff like this is low-key like signaling, right? I get the vibe that doing this is him signaling to certain people that, ha ha ha, we don't take this shit seriously. A lot of times when Black women have concerns about something, we're treated as if we're being histrionic and crazy, when in reality, a lot of times we're just making sense. And you just want to laugh at the way that we look and what you think we feel or whatever. And you don't want to actually acknowledge what's going on and how maybe you shouldn't let dogs shit on the floor. That's actually not, I don't think, a very radical thing, but it seems like it may be to certain people. And that is quite bizarre to me. At the end of the day, your whole thing was that you don't like stuff like this, you know, that you are so unlike other people, a person who has really high standards. And it's impossible for me to think, oh yeah, Gordon Ramsay's place has high standards when there's dog shitting on the floor. You know, to me, that's almost a basic thing, right? Like, why would I want to go to a restaurant where there are dogs shitting on the floor? Dog friendly, okay. But why are there dogs shitting on the floor? Why is it at the point where you're laying puppy pads down? You know, why can't someone just get up and go to the bathroom? All he does is yell at people for fucking up and not being sanitary. So why is it so strange that she would go to a Gordon Ramsay restaurant explicitly for the experience of having a very sanitary dining experience? Now, what are you going to do with what you just said? You're going to get all the people with their dogs who shit to come in and just shit on the floor.
I guess I'll just piss on the floor.
I guess I'll just shit on the floor.
Piss on the floor.
Piss on the floor. Okay. Who cares?
I'm pulling my panties down like a hoe, cause I'm about to
shit on the floor. Who cares? I'm sorry, because I'm imagining we're all going to come together and we're going to come and protest Gordon Ramsay. We're going to show support we're going to show up at 10 o'clock and we're all going to let our dogs shit on the floor. It's going to be a great event. There's going to be games and food. Like, oh my God, why are we shitting on the floor?
piss on the floor.
Why we got to shit on the floor? Can we get up, please? We don't have to be on the floor, do we? I don't know. I do think this is sabotaging his brand in a very big way, but you know what? I don't think he cares. I don't think he really cares as much as he should. So you know what? Good riddance. Anyway, I'm going to go. I just wanted to share my thoughts about this story. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this story. So please give me your thoughts in the comment box below. Do you think it would be low-key weird if a dog took a shat next to you on the floor? I think it is quite weird, but you know, we all have different sensibilities. Give me your perspective in the comment box below. As per usual, I want you guys to stay hot and introspective, and always remember and never forget that you are beautiful and you are loved. Bye.